Okay, just before we crack into today's video, let me explain how you can help us. More and more Kiwis are waking up to the fact that New Zealand is in big trouble right now. So how can we turn this country around? The answer is through education. What does that mean? Well, it means exposing more and more people to our videos. It's as simple as that. Just click on the subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and you'll be subscribed. What happens then? Well, when you subscribe, YouTube sends our videos out to more Kiwis. That's how it works. Subscribing is free. You'll never be charged anything. It's just that simple. So please do it and then enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Just by subscribing, you can play a big part in the solution to fixing New Zealand. Well done, you. Well, hi, you beautiful New Zealanders. Today's video is called How Our University Students Are Being Brainwashed. So let's dive into this. What's in the box? In today's video, I reveal how much students have to pay for compulsory courses on all things Maori at Auckland University. It's outrageous. Number 2, I reveal how many students are doing the course, and this too is stunning. Number 3, I reveal the student reaction to the course, giving you their feedback. Number 4, I reveal the purpose of this Maori course. What are Maori trying to do, trying to achieve? So watch. Well, first of all, this is about heavy brainwashing. This year, the University of Auckland launched mandatory courses focused on a particular view of New Zealand history, Tiriti, and Indigenous knowledge systems, which that is to say Mataranga Maori, for all first year students. That they've launched this big course at Auckland University, a Maori course for all students. You know what, it doesn't matter whether you're studying engineering, accounting, science or arts. You will have to enroll in one of the what they call Waipapa Taumata Rau WTR papers, even if you can see no value in the topic and object to having to pay for it. If you don't see any value in it and you don't want to pay for it, you've got to do it, otherwise you don't graduate. Domestic students are obliged to pay fees of more than $1,300 for a single paper, can you believe it? But international students are being stung for up to $5,730. That's not a misprint. So you're now brainwashing the overseas students as well. What do they want to know about Maori for? Honestly, truly, this is straight out brainwashing, not dissimilar to Nazi Germany in the 1920s and 30s. That's what it is. So what's its purpose, the ultimate purpose of the course? First, it's preparing students to vote well. What do I mean by that? Well, if and when these students are old enough to vote, they will vote for all things Maori. Well, that's the plan anyway of the activists who are running this course. Second, it's grooming students so they won't oppose Maorification and the takeover of New Zealand. And thirdly, it's hoping that these students will join in and become radical opponents of colonisation who support the Maori takeover. So worst case scenario, people are not going to fight the Maori takeover, and best scenario is they're going to join in. In other words, this is an exercise of radicalization. It's recruitment. That's what it's about. It's about recruiting people and brainwashing people to get them on the Maori side and to be favourable to all things Maori. Well, enter this lady, Dawn Freshwater, the Vice-Chancellor of Auckland University. Do you know, a student petition has started to stop this course. It should come as no surprise to the University Vice-Chancellor Dawn Freshwater and her management team that the courses are not universally popular. A petition entitled Stop the WTR 100 Series Courses as Soon as Possible has gained 1,467 signatures across multiple faculties since it was launched in early April. That's only just this month. The organisers of the petition were very careful to make it clear that their objection isn't to students being taught about the treaty and the true significance of Maori history in modern Aotearoa, unquote, per se, but rather the content of the course is what's upsetting them. Well, you know, I noticed this. I said, well, the fact that the students refer to our country as Aotearoa instead of New Zealand is a bit of a worry. It's not the name of our country. Aotearoa is not the name of our country. We're New Zealand. Who gave them permission to force that change on us? And you know what? Fewer and fewer instances now you'll hear in the news and elsewhere about our double banger name, Aotearoa, New Zealand. Now they've dropped New Zealand in most cases and it's just Aotearoa. We all knew that was going to happen. It's brainwashing. So why? Well, it shows that these students are truly on the road to being brainwashed already, probably through their primary school, their intermediate school and kindergarten. They've started to be told that this is the name of our country, it's Aotearoa. Well, let's move on. Compulsory expensive propaganda. Their objections centered on students' assessment that the content is vague. This is what the students were saying about the course and why they were objecting to it. The content is vague, it's poorly structured, and disconnected from the degrees they're enrolled in. That would annoy me. It's oversimplified, it's politically one-sided, and lacking academic depth. Well, that's all the marks of propaganda, right there. However, students who gave their reasons for signing the petition were more forthright. You know, what this was really saying is this whole course is just BS. It's a load of BS that's got into the university. Well, here's some testimonies from students saying it's compulsory, expensive propaganda, it's rubbish content. One said, quote, "The course has a very small amount of valuable content compared to the amount of bullshit content presented." Now, I'm sorry to have to use this language, but this is just a quote. "I haven't learned shit so far, and we've done almost 6 weeks of it." There you go. Waste of time, waste of money, waste of our resources. Never should have been created in the first place. That's one student's opinion. That's pretty straight up, isn't it? No beating around the bush with them. This is what they're saying. So, more about this course. It's not clear how many of the signatories are first-year students currently enrolled in the course, which are tailored for different faculties. But the university estimates about 7,000 students in total will complete them this year. Dissent is not limited to the petition. Criticism is common on social media. A common theme is that the WTR course feels kind of like a scam, they say, with the accusations that the university is using them to extract income from a large number of students while making savings by under-resourcing their tuition. They also widely viewed these courses as compulsory indoctrination rather than education. You see our education system's gone right off the rails. It's become a hotbed for activists. You know, it's a scam. That's what it is. It's just plain and simple what it is. Others describe it as racist, brainwashing, propaganda, and the grooming of our youth, woke nonsense, and the content controlled by apartheid enthusiasts. I love that phrase. One female student wrote, "It's just pure, unnecessary, forced indoctrination of Maori mythicism and totally inaccurate New Zealand history, as well as the extortion of money. 99% of students would elect to spend their course fees on a subject they are passionate about rather than these Marxist courses designed to turn them into angry radicals." See, what they're trying to do is develop a whole lot of Debbie Nara Packers. You get in there amongst all the students and try and develop and clone her. That's what they're trying to do. Well, here's more about the scam. I calculated 7,000 times 5,700 is about 39 million. Then 7,000 times 1,300 is about 9 million. So this course is going to generate somewhere between those two figures, between 9 million and 39 million, depending on the mix of local students and overseas students. That's outrageous. But you know what? This is consistent with Maori activists elsewhere. Ultimately, it's always about the money. It's not just about the brainwashing. For Maori activists, money always figures big and large in the mix of motives. You know what? I doubt very much that money would go all back to the university. Doubtless it will be skimmed, or to promote more Maorification on campus. That's how they'll use it. Well, look at this. This is an image that represents one of the lecturers, defensive lecturers. On one Facebook post said, "I wonder how long the WTR papers will continue. My son is at Auckland Uni and he said the students are pushing back in class. The lecturers," he said, "are very defensive." That's interesting. I'll just talk about that a bit more in a minute. Making the course not only compulsory but also costly is a bold and risky move by the university to enforce its programs of what we call decolonization. That's what they're trying to do here. Also known as indigenization on students. And it is certainly not hiding its long-term aim to expunge what it sees as the oppressive influence of colonization and Eurocentric structures in its teaching. Well, if you look up the definition of defensive lecturer, this is what comes back. A defensive lecturer is a lecturer who tends to be hesitant to engage with challenging questions or dissenting opinions, often reacting defensively or becoming argumentative rather than engaging in constructive dialogue. Now, you know what? That's the mark of a cult. That's the mark of people who are not peddling the truth, who are peddling lies. You can't defend lies, so you have to be defensive, you see. And that's what's going on here. So they're giving themselves away, that this is just BS, it's propaganda, it's lies, it's rubbish. And yet our students, poor students, are being swamped with this. They're marinating in this rubbish, this BS. Well, this is the bit that I really wanted to get to. Here is Kapa Kingi. You remember him? He was the guy that was the organizer for the Hikoi that went to Wellington late last year. In fact, when Kapa Kingi, a vice president of Tea Party Maori who develops and teaches courses for law school, was interviewed for an Auckland University newsletter in March, he said this, get this is a clanger. We need to start realizing that universities were one of the primary tools of colonization in Aotearoa, he says. Replacing Maori philosophy, Maori ways of thinking, Maori ways of speaking, Maori ways of acting. He says that places an obligation on academics today to really contribute to the deeper long-term decolonization project. Oh my goodness. Does he realize what he's saying? Look, that jacket that he's wearing in that photo, just look at him in the photo. That comes from colonists, and the little white t-shirt underneath. The microphone he's using comes from colonists. The electricity to drive it comes from colonists. The tattoos on his arms, the tools to make those, came from colonists. And he would have used the colonizers' method, not the one that pre-1840 Maori were using with a pippy shell and rubbing some sort of ink into your face, which is enormously painful and often led to infections. No, he wants colonizers' tool to do that job, thanks. You know, if he really wants to decolonize, well then don't use the roads, don't use your car, don't use your cell phone, don't use TV, don't use electricity, stick your grass skirt back on, start running around in the bush, don't dare go to a supermarket or a dairy, but you just find your food in the bush. That'll do, because that's what it was like when you were decolonized. Go right back. If you're genuine, if you're sincere, then go all the way, mate. Don't be insincere, don't be fake. Go all the way, man. Yeah. Well, just think this through, what he's just said. Think about it. Prior to the arrival of Europeans, Maori had had 600 years to exercise their philosophy, their thinking, their speaking and acting. Where did it get them? Well, Dr. John Robinson describes what it was like in New Zealand prior to European contact. He says this, Dr. John Robinson, researcher and historian, describes Maori prior to European contact in this way. Maori were tribes of warring Stone Age cannibals. They lived in horrifying, violent society, in squalid conditions in rough, smoky huts, without metal, without pottery, without reading and writing, with art traditional and rudimentary, and music and oral literature more primitive than that of Stone Age Homer. You know what? This is unbelievable. He's really saying, Kapa Kingi, let's go back to that kind of world. Does he realize what he's saying? Obviously he doesn't. He doesn't know what he's saying. And yet, you know, this is the kind of people who say they want to run the country. And they're qualified and they're amazing and Maori wonderfulness. It's really, well, what is this? He's delusional. He's totally delusional. And these are people running the courses in our university, writing the courses, and the students are picking it up. They're saying, mate, these guys are off the planet. They're living in a parallel universe. All right, that's enough for today. I'm going to do part 2 tomorrow, so I'll catch you then. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and all credit to Graham Adams, who provided a lot of the text for this video, and I'll put Graham's full article in the description of this video so you can read the whole article for yourself. All right, thanks very much. See you tomorrow. Well done, you guys. Okay guys, that's enough for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Now we need your help with something. This is important. We have produced some great flyers and brochures which we want to get into the hands of all New Zealanders. So we need to go around the mainstream media. They're not going to help. In fact, they're making things a lot worse. So we have to go around them. And we need your help to make this happen. We can't do this without you. So what are we talking about? First, there is our business cards. They're only 3 cents each plus courier to get them to you. Then there is our latest booklet called The Psychology of Takeover, 19 strategies Maori activists are using to take over the country. It's 80 pages and packs a huge punch. So they're cheap, they're $3, and they're absolutely fantastic if you want to get a handle on what's actually happening in New Zealand. Then we have a few thousand of our original Stop Co-Governance booklets left over from my tour in 2023. Remember these? You'll remember we printed 550,000 of these. Well, these are now free because we realized that only about a third of New Zealand houses got this booklet last when I did my tour, and so we want to get to the other 2/3. So if you do a few streets around where you live, that would be absolutely phenomenal, and they are free now. Then we have our MACA, that's Marine and Coastal Act brochure 2, which alert people to the loss of our beaches. You know, we're in danger of losing all the beaches around New Zealand. The text is written by Graham Adams, who's a great author. These are now free. And then we have our beautiful bumper sticker, which we've just made. And why are we doing this? Well, New Zealand's identity is under threat. We know that. First activists have and are still trying to change the name of New Zealand to Aotearoa. We don't want that. We must oppose this. This is rubbish. Where's the referendum saying that we want to change the name of the country? There was none. It was just forced on us. Second, Maori sovereignty flags are appearing more and more all over the place, and they're just treason. So we've got to get these bumper stickers out. So we've printed some awesome bumper stickers. They're $3 each, and they measure 21.5 by 6.5, so you can see how big that would be on your car. To get any of these free products, all you need to do is pay for the courier to get them to you. For the products that cost something, like the bumper stickers or the little psychology booklet, it's the cost plus the courier to get them to you. So to order any of these products, just use this email address, cards@stopcogovernance.kiwi, and we'd love to hear from you. Finally, if you want to access all the videos we've ever made, including all our most viewed and most popular videos, and have them all in one place, which is what people are asking for, then just type in this address into your browser. There it is there, https www.youtube.com/@stopcogovernance, and you'll find it goes straight to our channel. Then what you do is save this address to your computer as a favorite. Job done. Well done. Then you've got them all in one place forever. And all the new ones that are coming in get placed into that address, so you won't miss anything. Okay, last thing, please, oh please, don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll get the latest videos straight into your inbox. You'll never miss a video, which is great. You'll link up with like-minded people all over New Zealand, and that's very, very stimulating to have meet up with all these people who think like you. You'll be telling YouTube, I like these videos, and they will respond by advertising our videos to more Kiwis for free. It's incredible what they do, but it just relies on you replying to comments and making comments and liking things and sharing things and activity. That's what it is. It's just activity on our channel. And turning New Zealand around is simply a matter of reaching more Kiwis with the truth. So just click on the subscribe button on the bottom right hand side of your screen. There, the little yellow arrow is showing you where it is, and you'll be subscribed. Okay, see you next time. You guys are awesome.